Assalamu alaikum everybody, I hope to be good. Today, inshallah, we are going to start our first lesson, which is about energy. Energy is very important in our life. We can't do anything without energy. If you want to move any object, you need energy. If you want to carry any object, you need energy. If you want to change the position of any object to another, you need energy. So we have to study the laws of energy. The first one is called law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. This law states that energy neither be created nor destroyed. What's meant by created and what's meant by destroyed? Created means formed from nothing. Destroyed means it changed into nothing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the only one who can create or destroy any object. Create from nothing and destroy the object into nothing. Human can't, but can it change the energy from one state, from one form to another form, from one form to another form. Like electric energy can be converted into light. Electric energy can be converted into sound. Kinetic energy can be converted into electric. Kinetic energy can be converted into heat. Okay? But you can't destroy it or create it. Okay? طيب. The science which study energy is called thermodynamic or thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is a science that deals with the study of energy and how it transfers. But thermodynamics related to chemistry only? No. With anything related with heat. The concept or the science which is called thermodynamics, the science which is interested in studying the heat energy, the energy at all, especially heat energy, and how this transfers. How can we transfer it from one form to another form? So it is not related only with chemistry. What about the part of thermodynamics which is related to chemistry is called thermochemistry. So it is chemistry which study the heat energy. Type is a science which is concerned with a heat change during chemical changes or physical changes. يبقى thermochemistry عبارة عن science interested in studying the heat energy and how this transfer during chemical change or physical change. Okay? طيب. Today, inshallah, we'll start with something called system, and surrounding. Through this figure, you'll understand the concept of system, what's meant by system, and what's meant by surrounding. System is a part of the universe through which the change takes place. Look like this container, this flask, maybe bottle, maybe beaker, anything. يبقى system is a part of the universe through which the change takes place, and its wall is called boundary. The area around it, the space around it, is called surrounding. Okay? Type. What are the types of systems? What are the types of systems? We have three types, as you see in this figure. The first one is called open system. Open system. Through open system, you can exchange both of mass or matter and energy. You can exchange matter and energy. Look like if you have a container, a flask, look like this flask containing boiled water or hot water. Water can evaporate, leaving the container, leaving the system toward the surrounding, toward the surrounding. Also, energy can transfer through the system to the surrounding. يبقى in this object, in this system, open system, matter and energy can be transferred from the system toward the surrounding and vice versa. Okay? The second one is called closed system. Closed system, it is a system in which energy only can transfer from or to the system. From the system toward the surrounding and vice versa. But what about the matter? Matter can't, because it is a closed system. No matter can enter or leave the system. The last one is called isolated system, in which you can't transfer both of energy or matter. Okay? In the system, you can't transfer both of energy or matter. So we have three types: open, closed, isolated. Open, closed, isolated. Open, energy and matter can be transferred. Closed, only energy can be transferred but matter not. Isolated, no one can be transferred. Okay? Type. What are the measuring units of energy? The first one is called calorie. The first one is called calorie. What's meant by calorie? What does it mean? 1 calorie means it is a quantity of energy. It is a quantity of energy or heat needed to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water, 1 degree Celsius. If you have, consider you have only 1 gram of water and you want to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius only, from 15 to 16. If you have 1 gram of water and you need to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius only, for example, from 15 to 16, you need 1 calorie. You need 1 calorie. Type. We have another unit of energy which is called joule. What's the difference between calorie and joule? Calorie is amount of energy needed to raise the temperature also of 1 gram of water, but by 1 over 4.18 degrees Celsius. يبقى in this case increase the temperature by 1 degree Celsius, but in case of joule increase the temperature by 1 of 4.18. Okay? So calorie greater than joule by 4.18. 1 calorie equal 4.18 joule. 1 calorie equal 4.18 joule. You may write 4.18 or 4.184. Both of them are equal. No graded change. Okay? Type. The first law of thermodynamics. It means that the total amount of energy of an isolated system is constant. Even the system is changed from one state to another state. What does it mean? This means that consider you have a system, and if the system lose, for example, 100 joule, this means that the surrounding gain 100 joule. If the system gain 10 joule, يبقى the surrounding lose 10 joule. يبقى the change that happens to the system equals the change that happened to the surrounding, but with the opposite sign. Opposite sign means if one of them lose, the other will gain. Okay? يبقى this sign means both of them are different in the direction, similar in value, but opposite in the sign or the direction. Okay? يبقى the total amount of energy is constant. But if one of them change, the other will change with the same value but different in ايه؟ different in sign. زي ما قلت لك كده، لو واحد فيهم lose an amount of energy, the other will gain with the same amount of energy. اوكي يا شباب؟ طيب عندنا concept مهم جدا is called temperature. Temperature means or measure the average kinetic energy of the object. What does it mean? This means that by increasing the kinetic energy of the object, its temperature will increase. Consider, what about the weather today? The weather is cold. What about the temperature of any object? Is cold. But if you move it, if you increase its kinetic energy, the average temperature of the object will increase. يعني احنا دلوقتي لو جينا عملنا running، لو انت مثلا if you feel cold and if you run around track مثلا for example, this means that your temperature will increase. صح؟ يبقى هنا التمبريتشر عندي دي indicate لايه؟ للaverage temperature of the object. By increasing the average kinetic energy, the temperature will increase and vice versa. And it used as an indicator for the hotness or coldness of the object. يبقى زي ما اتفقنا كده ان التمبريتشر دي indicates للافريج kinetic energy من ناحيه ان هي بتعبر عن الافريج kinetic energy. لو الاوبجكت kinetic energy عندي increased يبقى هو كده التمبريتشر increased. يبقى في عندي direct relationship between kinetic energy and temperature. في عندي ايه؟ direct relationship between kinetic energy and temperature. Okay, يبقى if when any of them increase, the other will increase, and vice versa. Also, the temperature indicates the degree of hotness or coldness. يبقى if you want to measure, if you want to know any object if it is hot or cold, you will use the concept of a temperature. صح كده؟ طيب عندنا concept تاني is called ايه؟ is called يا مستر specific heat. تمام كده؟